Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy D-Stacks here. I just wanted to make a quick video about all this JonTron drama. Now, if you don't know, our boy JonTron, Jonathan Tronathan, got himself in a bit of hot water. He was on stream with my boy Destiny, and he said some things on that stream that some people might consider racist, and I can see how that might look bad because he said them repeatedly over the course of 2 hours and aggressively defended them, and, like, you know, if he did say anything racist, that would be bad, because, like, I don't support racism, but you know what's worse than racism? Journalism. Hey there everybody, it's your old pal, the world's friendliest gamer here. As you probably know, things have been a little tense lately, so I felt like it was time to finally address the elephant in the room. Everyone's angry for some reason. Now, I don't want to talk about or even really acknowledge the reasons, I just want to say, please, let's all be friends again. All this shouting makes me uncomfortable, and isn't that what's really important here? Hey gamers, what's up? It's your boy D-Stacks here. I just needed to fire this one out there to all my hotties because once again we've got corrupt journalists being racist against gamers. That's right, they're all bent out of shape again just because my boy PewDiePie, aka Pewds, aka P-Dog, aka the blackest white guy I know, called someone the N-word in a heated gaming moment. Let's get real for a second. Who here hasn't thrown out a racial slur over a minor inconvenience in a video game? That kind of vicious bigotry is core to gamer culture, and if journalists want to take that away, well, it's basically genocide. Hey there, everybody. It's your old pal, the world's friendliest gamer. I just want to apologize to all my fans for saying feminism is, I quote, fine, I guess. I am very, very sorry. If I had known just how many of you would send me pictures of myself photoshopped into a gas chamber, I would have started personally trashing feminism years ago. Hey gamers, what's up? It's your boy D-Stack here. Thanks for coming out to tonight's stream. We got some big plans. Big plans. It's gonna be a tight evening with bragging and bag. Check it out. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button for some sweet rewards. Now, let's talk about how titty streamers are ruining Twitch. Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy D-Stacks here.
Dank.
That just played. Oh, wait, no, I'm on the wrong one.
Dank.
I'm on the wrong. This is the regular PS3.
Dank.
We gotta
Dank.
stuff off. Alright. Amy Speedrun. Where are we for Amy Speedrun? Oh, I need to get my timer up. Sorry, it's a couple minutes late here because things and stuff. My mouse wheel decided to just start crapping out on me real bad. Really bad. It's not scrolling down properly anymore. So yeah, it's that time of year. That's what I get for buying cheap mice. But the thing is that I don't like most expensive mice. Most actually quality mice have button placements that I don't like. And if you look to get there really aren't any options for, look, I want a straightforward mouse with more than no buttons, but fewer than tons. I don't want a gamer mouse. I want a functional 5-button mouse. So one on each side. So, thumb button, pinky button, 2 main buttons, scroll wheel, click scroll wheel. I don't need 800 switches. I don't need it to, I don't need it to be a mouse where the ads threaten to cut my ball sack off. I need a really reliable, sturdy mouse that doesn't make it look like I'm 13. So, yeah. So it's so I tend to get the Microsoft blue mouse, blue touch, it's blue something. It's a corded mouse because I don't need to deal with batteries and stuff, and I like its form factor. It's a good size. It's got buttons. in the places that I want them. The only problem is that they're like, you know, they're a decent price. Like they're only like $30, but then they break. They break after 10 months when you use them for all sorts of professional stuff. They get real gross. All the rubber starts rubbing off, and then the scroll wheel breaks. And then the scroll wheel breaks. So, I wanted to show how this. Let me see. What will be the best way of doing this? All right, I'm just gonna screen share. We'll just go main monitor, and you can see the like truly god awful number of cards I have open. Also, I'm realizing that I did not actually, again, my scroll wheel's broken, so I haven't actually updated the information. So that should be updated now. We should actually be in speedrunning. We should be running Amy, which should have the right title, all of that stuff. Yeah. So we'll get that open. I need to get a bunch of my things open again. Yeah, holy Chrome tabs. And then, so this was this is Vexel's run of Chapter 4 that we wanted to show last week. Of oh man, running over the electricity. And one of the issues, so we were talking about it, is that in the off chance that you manage to actually succeed at it, this next part gets, or not this part, I shouldn't say the next part. Once you get to the next major skip, things get really squirrely in the failure rate for getting across this goes way down, and I think Vexel just dies right there. So that was what we were talking about last week. Is so that in the off chance that you do manage to get through the electricity right there. Dank. Amy speedrun. In the off chance that you do manage to get through, the electricity right by the train, for some reason we're not quite sure. The puddles up there are probably going to just kill you. Yeah. So I guess a lot of people don't know what that actually is. So the Dank Dorito Tornado is a thing I came up with for a D-Stacks video, which I actually just played shortly before, or as kind of, I don't know, a little pre-show there, just because I needed something to be running to make sure that things were working. New. There we go. So I came up with that idea a few weeks ago, actually, it's got to be like 2-3 weeks ago now. I came up with that idea as a gag. Actually, somebody on Twitter. So I was planning on doing a new D-Stacks video a couple weeks ago, and I made some tweets kind of feeling out the joke on Twitter, and then someone responded with an absolutely hilarious addition to it, where it was, it's like, oh, we just got a sub for 420. That's the weed number. Here it comes, the Dank Dorito Tornado. And I just thought the idea of the Dank Dorito Tornado was too funny, so I asked if I could use it if I could make it into an actual gag, and they said yeah. So I went ahead and built the Dank Dorito Tornado, and yeah, so I am now using on stream something that I built as parody. I'm not using it legitimately, or I shouldn't say, like, I don't have it hooked up to Streamlabs. I am never going to have it hooked up to Streamlabs, but I have brought it into OBS for for use in the event that I ever feel like pushing that button. And yeah, so I haven't warmed up yet, so we're gonna do a little bit of warm up, and oh, there might be a simpler OBS hookup, but if let's I don't want one. I don't want one. I don't want a simpler. I don't want it hooked up to OBS. I am 100% okay with it being a joke button that I can hit when I want to hit it. Yeah. So earlier this evening, Vexel found some speed ups in Chapter 3. So I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna try that out as a bit of a warm up, also to just kind of see if I can even do it. And yeah. And is that that's fast corn, speedy corn? I mean, it's corn, and it's got a couple speed lines coming off of it. Is that what that is? So, like, what's that one called? Let me just scroll over. That is called prereq corn. Prereq corn. Neum corn. Zoom corn. No, I haven't talked about Patreon yet. So one of the things that's going on with Patreon at the moment is they're rolling out a new pricing system. Basically, so up until now, or I guess the changes don't technically take effect until, or they don't officially take effect until the 18th is when the system will roll out, but then it doesn't literally take effect until the until January 1st. And what is going to be happening there is they're going to be changing. So the current system is that creators, so Patreon takes a cut of 5%, and then an additional cut of between 5 and 17% goes to, I'm not zip speeding through this. I'm just kind of getting used to the controls again and talking. It's the latter half of this this level that's where the actual changes are. So, yeah, then there will be additional fees that will be between 5 and 17%. And no, I don't need to do that. I need to spin around and do that. In particular, that elevator cutscene. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a good one. What was I say? So between 5 and 17%. So they're trying to simplify that by making it into, so they will now, from the creator side, so they're splitting all of their various fees into creator side and patron side. So what'll happen now is creators will only see a 5% cut taken away. So they'll get a 95% cut. But then patrons are now going to be seeing a 2.9% plus 35-cent surcharge per. This is the critical part. Is it's per sub per pledge. That's the word I'm looking for. Per pledge. So if you pledge to 10 people for $1, that's going to end up costing you like $13.60, something like that. Whereas if you pledge $10 to one person, it's going to run you $10 to one person is only going to run you like $10.60 something cents.
They were waiting for me. Sleep is the last thing on my mind right now, Ellen. Have you learned anything?
So, yeah. So basically, across the board, the cost of all pledges has gone up by 35 cents. Is realistically kind of what it, means. And as long as I don't get bounced around between...
I'm so sorry to put you through all this, Amy. You're so brave. Thank you.
Okay, now this is the part where things get new, and I'm not quite sure. So apparently you can. Oh, okay, that does. So that does work. So you just kind of run off that, and then. So if we take Amy down and refill her charges here, her shockwave charges, then we don't actually need to do the first part of the puzzle in the next room at all. We don't need to do the elevator puzzle. So it's basically coming back here in order to save time up ahead, but it means we need to go back down and then back up. Now going down, obviously, we've got that shortcut because we can just run off the edge with Amy, but then you got to go back up. And now the rest of this, but because it also means we get to go past the security system and can shut that off. And then do a really bad job of fighting a bunch of zombies at once. But now because the security system is off, we can just run through here. We don't need to worry about mines or anything. We can just go for it. Oh, and then I was so expecting her to fall down that I just kind of assumed she had. Don't fall down. Please don't fall down. Please don't fall down. There we go. So, yeah, so this change, all right, make sure we've still got, okay.
Amy's telekinetic powers are increasing, Ellen. They're more powerful than her best scores in the center, by at least a magnitude.
I'll need to run a battery of tests to understand what's been done to her. You're certain that she's showing no signs of infection?
No, it's... She's become a cure. At least for me. I'm so proud of you, Amy. You did it.
All right, so that's basically the sequence change there. And I think I got that. Now it's just do it fast. So this Patreon change, what this kind of means is that it increases the cost of a $1 sub by almost 40 cents, like it's 37 cents. Which, you know, is a pretty substantial percent increase. And so it does the weird thing about it is, okay, so it's presented a little bit disingenuously in that it is sort of made to look like what they're doing is they're passing forward the costs. And also I forgot to call Amy over while I was traversing the ledge, so she's still over here. Oh, now this changes. Okay, so yeah, we no longer have the charges to do that, so we've got to... Is she going to have 3 charges when she gets back? Yeah, she has 3 charges now. Okay. Oh no. Okay. All right. That's a thing to learn. One pillar in this room is solid. Okay. Good thing that happened during like just rando practice. So yeah, it basically increases the minimum pledge by 35 cents, but doesn't. The thing about it is that it raises the minimum pledge by 35 cents without the optics of a raised pledge. That guy decided to spawn. Whatever, we're gonna just exit anyway. Without looking like it's actually like raising the pledge. Because the thing is, if they just raise the minimum pledge amount, people would look at that and go like, if they went, it's like, okay, minimum pledge is now $1.50. People would go, okay, well, minimum pledge is $1.50. That kind of sucks, especially if I've got 10 $1 pledges. So those are all going up by 50 cents each. But the people that I'm supporting are, it's a linear increase to what they're making. That remains the outward optics of it. It's like, okay, they're being a bit coy about who the 35, like the 2.9% plus 35 cents is going to, but it turns out it's largely going to Patreon. Now, of course, they're using it to cover costs and whatnot, but it's largely going to Patreon. And the thing is that they can't actually say that it's for covering credit card transaction costs for 2 reasons. One is because that's actually illegal in a number of states. I shouldn't say 2 reasons, 3 reasons. 1, that's actually illegal in a number of states. 2, the credit card companies would be very, very upset with Patreon if they started doing that, because credit card companies they really, really don't like it when vendors overtly charge customers the transaction fees. They're okay with you folding it into your costs. In fact, that's largely what they expect, is that they expect that if you have transaction fees that you're going to either, this is why if you go to a lot of convenience stores, they'll be like, oh, there's a, $2 minimum purchase on credit card purchases, stuff like that, is because, transaction fees. But they can't, they don't want you to explicitly say like, oh, this was a $2 item, you're paying with credit card, it's now $2.35. So that's one of the reasons, and the third reason is that they're, even if they did claim it, that's not actually what they're doing, because they're doing it on a per pledge basis and not a per transaction basis. So if if you sub to 10 people, you get dinged 10 times, even though the transactions, your credit card is only charged once. So yeah, it hasn't been the best way of going about it, but I think I was running more numbers. Like it heavily favors large creators. And the thing is that big vocal creators they're going to go to Stump for this. I can almost guarantee. Like people with thousands of subs, they're going to go to Stump for it because they are making substantially more money. Like here, I'm just going to flip over to my spreadsheet real quick. So I ran some numbers on a few high traffic Patreon campaigns that actually had all of their numbers public. And so based off of the old average, this one campaign has, I don't have a total number there, equals sum, so they have 5,700 patrons, and now the old average that they would be making off of that is $29,878 per month. Now, by shifting all of the fees to the patron side of things, they'll now be taking home $33,791. So almost $4,000. Yeah, almost a $4,000 increase in their take home, just by standardizing the fees and shifting the burden of them, the majority of the burden, onto the patron side, basically just by raising the price of the goods. Yeah. So the kind of, there's a few, I don't know, concerns here about the way that they're going about it. The fee structure, like the flat fee and the flat fee per pledge. Like I don't begrudge Patreon needing to maybe raise the price or restructure. Like particularly since the old system was variable and was obliquely variable. I don't begrudge them wanting to simplify it and create a flat, calculation, that where you as a creator, or even you as a patron, can sit there and look at it and be like, okay, this is what it's going to come out to. That's better for everyone. And that was actually one of the things that Patreon originally, like I was just looking at their site, and they have it right there on the front page. It's one of their self-advertising pillars, is the language they use is simple, easy, simple, transparent fees. That it's 90% goes to the creator, 5% goes to Patreon, 5% average in transaction fees, to PayPal, credit card companies, so on. So that was one of the things that they campaigned on. That's one of their platforms. That's a plank. That's one of their planks in their platform is simple fees. So wanting to make the simple fees actually simple, that's I don't begrudge them that. That's good. That is a unambiguously good thing. Cheers. The problem is the way that they've gone about doing it is revealing that it's not as transparent as it looks. And the weird thing about it is that it disproportionately impacts $1 subscriptions in a very strange way, because it means that Patreon makes far more money off of $1 subscriptions, to the point that you would say like, oh, well, Patreon then wants there to be as many people making $1 subscriptions, but the very act of how they've gone about doing it disincentivizes people making $1 subscriptions. So that's confusing, like, just as a, like, okay, even from a greedy business sense, like, that's, this doesn't actually make sense. Like, are you just counting on, like, are you really, really, really just banking on creators to persuade their subscribers? I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards it, like that's their goal, is that they're like, oh no, we can just do this because the creators will persuade the subscribers to keep subbing at that price point, even with the 35-cent surcharge that is not going to the the creator is getting none of that. It's a little bit weird how strongly it hits that, especially since one of the kind of main selling points about Patreon is that it's like, that you can sub for $1 to a whole bunch of people, because the thing is that in the pre-aggregating environment, or the non-aggregating environment, where someone's got a like PayPal me or whatever, is that if you want to give them $1, if you want to give 10 different people $1, well, you're going to pay a PayPal fee on every single one of those transactions. So it's not going to cost you, $10. It's going to cost you actually closer to 15. And that exact problem that Patreon was created to solve on the customer end, of saying like, hey, you can give a little bit of money to a lot of people in a package that makes more sense. So like, if you're willing to spend $20 a month on online content creators, you can now take that $20 and subdivide it, how you want, so that you're not, making a whole bunch of tiny little $1 charges to your credit card. And now they've undone that. So yeah, it's very strange. Now, for the numbers themselves, looking at it, so based off of the average of what they were saying, so their reported average, if they had gone to a system where the creator pays the fees, and it was exactly what it is now. So if creator fees just went to 35 cents per pledge, or what would it be? So 5% plus 2.9%. So 7.9% plus 35 cents per pledge. If they just made that the fee on the creator end, then on average, creator take home would still go up, but it wouldn't go up by much. So looking at this campaign that I was already talking about earlier, the one, it would have gone from 29,878 up to 30,752. So not even $1,000 on a $30,000 campaign. It goes up technically, kind of, a little bit. It goes up by a little bit. Whereas by moving it to the patron pays the fees, it goes up by a pretty substantial amount. Now, and the other thing, the other side of that is that there's kind of this problem here of like that their claim on the front page and their claim about reality don't line up. You know, that they were the front page of their website says basically 90% cut, that the creator gets a 90% cut. But the email that they sent out today was like, okay, Patreon takes a 5% cut, and then service fees range between like 7 and 15%. So you might actually, so creators were really only getting between 80 and 88% of pledges. And so it's hard. They would need to do this weird sort of spin on that to be like, hey, so here's what we're doing to change it. So you were actually, like, I know we said 90%, but you were really getting between 80 and 88%, and we're going to change that so that now you're actually getting about like 91%. You know, or you're getting, actually, no, it would be, you're getting 86%. So it's like, so you're going to be getting less than you did on the best days, but you're going to be getting more than what you got on average. And it's like, that's a weird kind of thing to have to try to spin. And I think the real solution in there is just that, you know, the 35 cents per pledge, just tweak that number. Cause yeah, I don't know. What was what am I actually doing? And what are we talking about? Should I just go for it? Should I just focus on what we're here for? Oh, yeah. I guess that's the other thing. So, Kickstarter has a new ongoing microfunding site that they are in soft launch for right now, called Drip. And Drip is going wide. So right now they're in invite only, and they're going wide in February. I don't have all of their back end details. I know a couple people who are on Drip right now, which probably gives it away because there's only about 20 people on Drip right now. But so I've asked them for kind of whatever information they feel comfortable dripping to me. But yeah, the thing is that these microfunding platforms are actually like really profitable. Like, you think about it, you know, Patreon, like, competition for these sites should be more stiff than it actually is, because even though they have to deal with, you know, like, serious site bandwidth, they don't need to deal with, you know, YouTube level bandwidth. They're not creating YouTube competitors, and in fact, any YouTube embedded videos just leech off of YouTube's bandwidth anyway. You know, so their actual deliverable content in terms of what they host are a chunk of images and a whole lot of text. They're going to have they are going to have kind of real bandwidth needs, but it's not absurd bandwidth needs. It's not video hosting bandwidth needs. It's just popular website bandwidth needs. And so because of that, it's like it should really not be hard to just make bank with these, with these sites. Kickstarters is a little bit higher because they do actually have a native video player that they use. But then, like, all of the other ones, like GoFundMe just leeches off of YouTube, Patreon just leeches off of YouTube. all of these things where it's like it's not actually that hard to make these profitable on the business side of things. You know, like you just like the hardest part is getting the critical mass of users. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, one sec. Actually, I'm gonna hide that again. Gonna hide that. Well, I do this thing where I turn off the auto lock so that my phone don't lock on me. There we go. Well, I don't know. I'm not saying we should make our own microfunding. Like, make your own microfunding platform. You do still need you would still need some actual capital to get it started. Like it is a business scale venture. You know, you would need actual seed money to get it going. Like you do have pretty, you know, you have substantial costs, and you would need to actually want to. So for anyone who has access to like a little bit of venture capital and the will to actually do it, yeah. I mean, honestly, like the hardest part, the worst part about it, and the reason why I don't is there's all sorts of legislation that you need to like comply with, and yeah. Oh man, Kickstart a microfunding website. There you go. That's where it's at. It's probably going to end up like YouTube, where people jump ship all the time and alternatives keep crashing and they go back to YouTube. I don't think quite the same, because this is definitely a space where the reasons why YouTube competitors keep crashing are different, and it all kind of comes back to that like minimum operating cost thing. Is that you could have a whole bunch of micropayment sites crop up, and yeah, a whole bunch of them would fail, but the economics of it can support a lot more microfunding sites than it can support YouTube competitors. Just because, again, the costs of operation are a lot lower. And yeah. So this is Amy. We're gonna speedrun. We're gonna speedrun Amy. We're gonna not talk about Patreon for a few seconds, and we're gonna talk about Amy instead. And mainly, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1, start. R.I.P. VidMe. Oh crap! I shouldn't be drinking my. I should be skipping cutscenes, not drinking my drink. World record pace right there. It's okay. I think. Yeah, my drink is empty. I can't. I'm probably gonna grab it compulsively. There we go. I'm not gonna restart for a 1 second loss. Yeah. So this is Amy. It's not a very good game. I've completely forgotten my script. I've started writing it. I have a whole bunch of things to say about this, but I've forgotten literally all of it because I've been talking about Patreon all day.
What's going on?
and yeah, and then I spent all last night talking about Southland Tales because I rewatched it and then reread the comic book, all three issues of the comic book, and it turns out that Southland Tales is even more whack than we remember, and we probably don't remember it because it's really hard to remember because like none of it makes any sense at all, any sense at all. I There's this very weird thing where that happened to me where I was reading the comic book, and there's a whole bunch of things that the comic book explains about the world and about characters and their motivations and their relationships with one another, and like kind of just like, okay, what's actually going on here? And I would get to these pages where I'd be like, oh, okay, that actually makes sense now. I get it. I know what's happening. And then the longer I thought about it, the more it was like, oh, no, that's not actually what's going on at all. So it would, or there's a lot of places where the game or where the comic and the movie contradict one another. So yeah, it kind of becomes this game of like you get explanations that seem like explanations until you think about them and realize that they contradict like a bunch of other things in the movie. So yeah. Also, yeah, there have been a number of articles recently. I'm really enjoying this, that this is starting to get more recognition, but there's been a number of articles recently about how Bitcoin's power usage is ridiculous to the point of being unethical. That Bitcoin mining now competes with like the power consumption of entire nations. So that's a problem. Like it probably, you know, it probably shouldn't. And all of it, like all the Bitcoin mining is in support of a fake currency that nobody actually wants to use. It's all just it's all speculators. It's all speculators hoarding it for the event that maybe in the future someone will actually want Bitcoin.
Fantastic. The juice is down. Now we'll be able to get through the grill.
But nobody wants Bitcoin. Despite my inefficiencies and the fact that I was talking about other things and not really paying attention, I'm making pretty good time on this chapter. Both because I had a little bit of luck with zombie spawns, and also because I'm doing okay. So Marcello, you can call him Cello. His friends call you Cello, and you can call him Cello because you's a friend. Is catching up to us. He's not being too obnoxious to us. And did I miss that? There we go. And
You did it! Bravo!
we did it. Bravo, Amy. Bravo. Cutscenes interrupting cutscenes. I think I lost. I don't know. There's been some minor minor inefficiencies in this, but hey, look, we even got Cello out of the way, and we didn't lose Amy on the door, and we got her over
Amy,
to
let's see if you can figure
there.
this out.
So now we just need, I mean, if Steve doesn't spawn, like I'm really hoping Steve doesn't spawn. If Steve doesn't spawn, this will be great.
I got it from my last client. Can you believe that? A regular. I asked Mrs. Jenkins for my fare, and she up and sinks her teeth into me. 20 years I've been driving, and nobody ever bit me. Not even when I was driving the docks in Jersey.
The tapping sound that you hear is me spamming the X button to open this door the moment that the door unlocks. There we go. And now the tapping sound you hear is me pumping square, because you need to pump square in order to run.
Cello, Amy. I won't be long.
All right, Steve. No, Steve. No, Steve.
Amy, you're such a brave girl. We're getting out of here.
Let's do it. Let's book it. Let's not lose Amy on a corner or anything.
Started showing up. Phoenix. They started mowing these monsters down. Just my luck. I get knocked on the head running for a newsstand. I wakes up, buried in magazines and newspapers.
All right. So we shove Amy into the first Amy hole of the game, and then we tell her to go over there, and then we get back into position
I tried all of them.
so that we can instantly
For the little girl.
pull her
I said to myself,
back out, and now we just need to
out for a little girl.
maneuver around Marcello. We got to go slow to go fast. Got to go slow to go fast. Run into here, hit a cutscene, instantly skip it. Run down to the end here.
Stick close to me.
Open a gate. Grab Amy again. Lose her on a door frame. That's okay, because we've got to let Marcello catch up. And we got to wait for those gates to open. We don't want to go too fast through this room. We unfortunately need to wait for Marcello, lest his AI bug out and he just start running in circles. So once we're into this, it's a straightaway and we're clear. And so we can leave him behind now. We're going to grab this stick as we run over it for no particular reason. We don't need it. We're gonna. Oh, this is not going well. No, come on, Amy. Come on, come on. Oh no, oh no. Come on, Amy. Come on, catch up, catch up. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Oh, there. I was wondering where he went. He disappeared for a second there. Okay, well, that's not good. But we can make up for that.
I'm so proud of you, Amy. You did it.
Oh, come on. Come on, Amy. Grab my hand. There we go. Oh, stupid sparks. Stupid sparks.
There are soldiers in the area. I'm gonna see if we can get some help. You two stand
All right.
I'll take care of this.
Aside from the fact that we need to, like, wait
Know who they are?
a whole bunch here for dialogue, that's still not bad. That's still not bad. It's gonna be about 11 and change by the time all is said and done.
I'm not sick, just a little beat up. I'm not infected.
So I lost, well, like 3-4 seconds in there. Well, Vexel's saying my official was 10:58, which is, I think, a solid improvement, like a 10, 12-second improvement on my previous. I think I was like 11:10 last week, and 11:10 last week was a really good chapter one split. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm feeling okay about this. Maybe I just need to chill. Just stay in the zone. So Cello, yeah, he has the dialogue about being bitten, but he never turns into a zombie. I guess because he got like killed, like actually killed before turning into a zombie. Like it's sort of implied that we're not dealing with like normal or actual zombie rules. Oh man, I made it super far. I made it super far there before the blood came out. So that's come on. No, come on.
Amy. Oh. I'm pleased I found you. Listen. Everything's gonna be okay. I promise.
All right, so I need to stop running, coming around that corner. You can't interact with that thing. You can't interact with the blocker while you're running. So I need to slow down. Gotta go slow to go fast. Gotta go slow to go fast. All right. Now this part in particular is somewhere where we need to slow down just a bit. Just a little bit of slowing down. All right, we'll go at a light jog, cause there's the ogre, and we want to wait till the ogre is actually around the corner before we break the window, so that we can deal with this guy, whose name I suddenly forget. We're naming him after the Joker from Suicide Squad, but I suddenly forgot that actor's name. I don't know how I forgot it, but I did. I don't know. We just kind of started calling it an ogre. Jared Leto. No. So there's a couple of the there is a couple of just the plainclothes zombies that have specific names. So you got Steve around the corner, and Bob and Doug, but otherwise they're basically Steve's and Bob and Doug's. But all of the like wide mouth zombies are Jared Leto's, and then Willem Dafoe is that's a skip, and then Willem Dafoe is the end boss. And there's our first real checkpoint skip. And now things should still be popping in. Yeah, there we go. The scanner's not even visible on the wall. No, come on, open. And we've got to make sure we push that guy. Yes, Bob and Doug McKenzie is my that's my CanCon requirements right there. Hack the system. All right. Carefully navigate out of the room. All right, we're good. And now we can just book it down the hall, around the corner. Our soldier friend isn't looking our way. We come across the first of the sound mines, and you're supposed to go slow through these, or you can just run really fast. So there's two ways of handling those. You can go really slow and not get shocked. You can go medium speed and get shocked like a lot, or you can just book it and only get shocked a little bit.
brave girl.
All right, now we find out how lucky we were. All right, so we've got a Jared Leto here. So that's a random spawn, and there's another Jared Leto in the room, maybe. So we want to take care of that one and get a little bit shocked there. And now we find out coming around the corner, no second Jared Leto. So okay-ish luck there.
For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
All right. Now Amy's probably caught back up to us, but we get through there, and now we just want to catch her back up. Come on, get her hand. There we go. And drag her back into the other room and have her start doing that and hit a checkpoint, and we will teleport through the checkpoints so that we don't need to wait for the level to load. Sadly, this way we also don't get to listen to the extended monologue from Preacher Man. Alright, we leave Amy back there because we need to wait for her to catch up. Or she has plenty of time to catch up because we need to wait for that to play out and make sure that we've got her in hand. Alright. Yeah, Vexel, that one I would need to actually like side by side time them. I think I might want to like not do that second one just so that we do get the Preacher Man going. Like even if it's like a 2-second difference, then you know, just let it play. Let the man speak. Oh. Pipe scare.
DNA match. Access granted.
John, the scrambler in the server room is starting to show signs of wear and tear. Go take a look at it, will you?
And come on, give me control.
Now
Give me
we just
control.
need to find that
There we
server
go.
room.
Green card.
We're going to cut the scrambler, and then we can call Alan. A scrambler is a machine that jams signals.
Make sure we push that guy just so that he don't shoot us. And then they ain't never gonna catch me. You ain't never gonna catch me, coppers. And we'll stab ourselves in the neck. No, come on. No, missed it. Nope, come on, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Good luck on that. Good luck on that puzzle. That was good on the puzzle.
This is going to work.
Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, all right. Now we see. Okay, here's the one. Here's the one with the changes. Here's the one with the changes. Chapter 3. Chapter 3 changes. Can I remember them and do them right? Can I remember them and do them right? Remember them and do them right. It's loading for so long because it's a bad game.
The metros are on automatic pilot. There's one running every 15 minutes. You just need to get down to one. Take the North Line, 7 stations. There's an entrance directly into the hospital.
Oh wait, no, that's bad. That's bad. That would have been a waste. Glad I didn't do that. Did that hit? Did that hit? That worked. Okay, good. Oh, good thing.
Okay, we need to get up onto the roof. You can do it.
Nope, that didn't bring Amy. Come on. Alright. Hit the button.
That's good. Now wait here. I won't be long.
Alright. Alright. That's weird. Alright, well that wasted a bit of time. That glitch.
We've got this weird theory we're going over. It looks like the only people who are turning into these monsters are
That
citizens
glitch wasted
born
my
in the
time.
city. It's weird. Have you noticed anything?
Right, Ellen. I'll ask the next zombie.
So
warrior
something
what
happened
he
where
wants.
then it started to play the camera move despite Lana having already done the transition. So
Should be able to cut off the security system. Ellen, it's me. I found these syringes. I think they're medicines. The Phoenix soldiers are equipped with them.
You've been shooting yourself up with those? How many did you take? You must be wired like a Christmas tree, Lana. Listen, your sleep cycle is going to be seriously out of whack if you...
I just used 2 syringes, but it didn't seem to matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't need another one for the rest of this level anyway. But the first one didn't seem to register.
Not a normal infection, Lana. It's manipulating your genes. Just don't know how it works, how it flags a pattern.
Oh,
Why it only affects some people and not others?
you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna do it the bad way that I've been doing it. Especially since I just got lucky.
I'm so sorry to put you through all this, Amy. You're so brave. Thank you.
A whole room full of Jared Letos. Alright. caught on the trash.
Authorization accepted. Security system disconnected.
All right. And again, frick. Come on. I really hate that one. Like, it's just so obnoxious. Oh god, 3 Jared Letos. This is worse than the planet of Jan Michael Vincent's. Alright. I need to get better at actually like killing those guys as I come back through, specifically so that I don't have to deal with crap like that. Alright, get to the checkpoint, and yeah, we still got powers. Okay.
Amy's telekinetic powers are
Caught
increasing.
on
They're
an
more
invisible
powerful
bit
than the
of
best powers
something.
in the center.
No one's really
What's the
sure what.
magnitude?
I'll need to run a battery of tests to understand what's been done to her. You're certain that she's showing no signs of infection?
No, it's the... I'm so proud of you, Amy. You did it. Wait for me, Amy. I'm
Alright,
not going
alright,
far.
alright. Remember to call Amy over by the obstacle, and then try not to double tap, but double tapped, and yeah. Alright. Get across. Come on, Amy. Come on. There we go. Oh, what's going on? Why was it not letting me? Alright. There we go. We're good. We're good.
can do it.
All right. I've got Amy in the wrong hand.
You don't have to worry about the professor anymore. We just need to get to Elm. I'm taking you there.
Sector clear. No sign of target.
There we go. All right. Here's hoping chapter 4 doesn't turn into a complete cluster. I'm not even gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna give one kind of limp shot at skipping the walkway, but given, oh man, I really hope it doesn't turn into a disaster like it did last week. That was so demoralizing. All right.
St. John's Station.
I don't think so. The train is stopped.
Can you tell me where you are? Give me a clue or something, and I'll give you directions. You can't be far from St. John's.
Okay. I'll keep you posted as soon as.
Good. We're good. And we didn't get blasted. We did not take orange goo to the face. We didn't take an excessive amount of orange mist to the face. Oh, come on. No. I hate grabbing that thing. Come on, Amy, grab my hand. For actual. For real. For realsies. Alright, 3723. No, I'm just gonna do my normal. Gonna do my zombie count. Kill 3, 4th spawns, take off. Kill 3, 4th spawns, take off. Alright, make sure we got that. Okay. Up here. Get in my zombie killing stance. 1 guy in a denim jacket. One. Second spawns. Finds his way around eventually. 2 dead zombies in denim jackets. Alright, 3rd guy in a denim jacket. Dead. Now we wait for number... Okay. No, I gotta watch the timer, because sometimes they get caught on the terrain. Still, that wasn't too much time lost. I don't know, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a method that doesn't rely on using the timer, but it's not as accurate. It's easier to keep track of, but it's not as accurate. And it looks really cool if it opens right in front of you. So I need to use the timer. I need to get used to doing it with the timer. I need to do it with the timer. Okay. What did we learn? What did we learn last week? Don't just randomly decide to start running in the middle of this chapter. A little ditty about Jack and Diane. I don't know why, but this zombie right here in his Letterman's jacket just makes me think of John Mellencamp. He looks like the protagonist of a post-apocalyptic John Mellencamp song. Don't run. Don't run. Don't run. Don't run. Don't call Amy. Don't run. Don't call Amy. Don't run. Don't call Amy. Don't stand up. Don't run. Don't call Amy. Do not stand up, run, or call Amy. Don't stand up, run, or call Amy. Don't stand up, run, or call Amy. It's not that hard, Dan. Just don't do it. Alright, there's Amy getting bored of standing there. That's okay, though, because once we're past this shadow on the ground, we're good. Yeah, assuming we can... I guess if we're going to talk about Jack and Diane, then yeah, it would be John Cougar Mellencamp at the time, but he always hated that. Like that's a it was his manager who added Cougar, to his name, and he is on record as just despising that name. Come on, Amy, get in the room. Get in the room, Amy.
Amy, I know they're scary, but I'm going to get you to the hospital. You'll be safe there. I promise.
I made it through that door pretty good. I didn't get caught on anything. Amy didn't get caught on anything. Making good time. Made it across the bridge flawlessly. I didn't make it through that door flawlessly. Got through that flawlessly. And there we go. That was a pretty solid chapter 5. I am happy with that chapter 5. I am not quite sure. I'm like sub 50 is gonna be narrow. I think it's gonna be under 51. Cause yeah, all that's left is all that's left is Willem. We just got Willem Dafoe left. So about, I lost what, like 40 seconds to that death.
Hurry, Amy. He's coming.
Oh, come on.
It's just like
Come
that,
on.
Amy. We have to hide and
I
then
have
run.
no idea why. I used to be able to do that one flawlessly, but for whatever reason, on the last few runs, it started just jerking me around. All right, Willem. There you are. In my danger stance. Oh, that was bad.
Amy, quick, push the button.
But I made up for it. No, I didn't make up for it on the round trip. Quite the opposite. Also, I have no syringes.
Amy, quick, push the button.
And time. Nice. 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 Sub 50. Nice.
I got Amy to the doctor, and for the first time I had the feeling that we weren't alone. If anyone could find out what Professor Raymond had been doing to Amy, Ellen could. And knowing what was wrong was halfway to making her better. Whatever he's looking for, he was willing to destroy a town to discover it. I had kept my promise to a little girl. She was in good hands now. But somehow I knew it wasn't over. Amy has become a part of me, and I won't let anyone hurt her
Yank.
ever again.
Worth it. All right. All right. Even with that. Okay. Okay. So there's my best. There's my best so far. Sub 50. Sub 50. No idea how to well, okay, I do know how to shave off those last 2 minutes. Stop screwing up. Stop screwing up in chapter. Stop screwing up in chapter 4. Stop screwing up in chapter 4. What else am I thinking? So stop screwing up in chapter 4. That right there is almost a minute. That death. And then other than that, it's probably going to be just a bunch of small inefficiencies plus RNG. And you're saying I lost time on chapter 3 versus last week? I'm trying to think of what. Oh, probably I'm gonna say that a lot of the time that I lost in chapter 3 with the skip was fighting the Lidos. it was fighting all the Jared Letos. It was having like 3 of them up on top all at once and it kind of dodging them. It's not that it eats a lot of time. It's just really inefficient. So I'm gonna think it's that was fighting all of the Letos. Is my guess, but yeah, 49 minutes 12 seconds. I'm happy with that. I'm enjoying that. Yeah, Leto Squad. Leto Squad caused some problems. A death on chapter 4. I'm gonna tweet about that. I'm gonna screen cap it. You can hear the shutter sound. There you go. Oh, and now I get to deal with my broken mouse again. I completely forgot about my broken mouse. Yep. Come on, scroll down. Scroll. You can do it. Scroll down. No, not happening. All right, a death on Chapter 4 and some problems with Leto Squad in Chapter 3, but that's a personal best for this terrible, terrible game. Okay, what's going on? Given how much you talk about movies with terrible editing, what movies over the last couple of years, aside from Fury Road, do you think have had the best editing? The first one that jumps out at me from this year is Blade Runner. Blade Runner 2049 has some really good editing. I know this is going back a ways, but Interstellar has some fantastic editing in it. Fury Road, obviously. On a little bit more of the subtle side, I think the editing in The Force Awakens is actually it's not like award-worthy great editing, but it's deceptively good editing. And I would say it's good editing because it's really good at creating the specific tone, pace, and feel appropriate for the story and genre. Yeah. So that's kind of why I would point to The Force Awakens as having some really decent editing. Trying to think what else off the top of my head. Is Joy a consciousness? No, that's the amazing thing about it. It's amazing. Oh, Arrival had great editing as well. Joy isn't the whole point of the Joy subplot. So I was actually worried that she was going to end up being this really kind of pointless thing, especially since early on in the movie they're spending so much time with her, and I was really worried. Like I'm like this feels like a dead end. This feels just like this is wasted time, particularly at first when it's just like, Ryan Gosling, when he's just hanging out around his apartment and they're spending all of this time on it. I'm like, this is kind of garbage. But then as the movie evolved, it was like, oh wait, no, this is critically important. How the whole point of the Joy subplot is that she is a simulation, that her cloying, like her cloying approval, her constant, doting, her insistence that you are in fact the authentic connection is so important to that then late film reveal that it's like, no, that is all fake. She is programmed to make you believe that you are, special. Yeah. So that was really important. That it's that joy is this expression of self delusion, and that relationship to her ends up saying a lot about Kay. Is that Ryan Gosling's just lettered character? I think it was Kay. I feel like it was Kay. Yeah. So that, it was important. Also, it's hilarious that her name is Joi, because that's a genre of pornography. Like here in the real world, that's a genre of pornography that specifically revolves around Solo. The fact that the insubstantial hologram that you cannot actually have physical contact with is named after masturbation games. It was deeply hilarious to me. Yeah. So and yeah, that she gives him the name Joe. Like that was actually the moment, that scene right there, where she's like, no, you need to have your own name. You need to have a real name. And I'm like, okay, this is a really great scene. And then she gives him the name Joe. And I'm like, what the hell? What kind of garbage ass writing is this, that they would come up with the name Joe, like, for this subplot? And then as it unravels, as her unreality is made clear, and then ultimately when the advertisement calls him Joe, it's like, oh, because she's programmed to name him Joe. It's not actually special. It's yeah. I really like that movie, and like screw it, I'm just gonna go. The ending of Blade Runner 2049, ending with snow, is so perfect. It is so just beautifully perfect as a bookend, like as a parallel to how the first movie ends. So the first movie ends in the rain, right? And we have, of course, the famous soliloquy by Rutger Hauer's character, whose name I'm suddenly forgetting, Roy. That Roy has this monologue about memories and experiences being lost like tears in the rain. So the first one ends with this visual metaphor that is explicitly outlined as being about how individuals just wash away and kind of take everything with them, and they disappear. But then the second movie is about this building revolution, that the replicants have now the power of reproduction. They have a growing political base. They have a growing base of force that they can project out into the world, and they are snow. Unlike rain, which washes away, snow builds up. Snow compounds, even though each individual is but a flake. An avalanche is built, flake by flake. It's beautiful. It's so good. So good. So, yeah. If I get a breath, here are my times. All right, what are my times? Dan Splits Week 5, Chapter 1, about 10:58. Chapter 2, about 9 minutes. Chapter 3, 12:43. Chapter 4, 5 minutes. That's not bad. I mean, so that's a minute off of theoretical 4 minute. And that's okay. So chapter 1, 10:58, solid time. Chapter 2, 9:52, also solid. Chapter 3, 12:43. That kind of sucks. Wait. Chapter 5, 17:05. No, that can't be right. 38 minutes to 45 minutes. Sorry, I got distracted by that. Yeah, 7:05. That's like I started trying to do it in my head and I just couldn't. 7:05. And then 3:34. That's actually really good to have that in front of me, chapter 6, 3:34. Because that tells me that if I don't screw up and get like stuck in doorways and hit by him, so chapter 6 is reliably 3.5 minutes. Okay, that's good to know, because that's always kind of the thing in my head that I'm wondering as I'm going into chapter 6. Like, all right, how long is it? But it's only 3.5 minutes. I keep thinking it's 4, like 4.5. But yeah. Yeah, and I can easily shave. I can shave seconds off chapter 6. So like if I don't mysteriously lose my handhold on Amy as I'm putting her into the Amy hold. Though that said, I think that part doesn't matter, because I'm pretty sure that Willem Dafoe shows up a fixed time after the level starts. I should try that. I should screw around with a couple things and figure out exactly when his spawn timer starts. I'm pretty sure that he spawns a fixed time after the level starts. So anything prior to his spawning is set in stone, or doesn't matter. Like, you can screw up a whole bunch until he comes out of the elevator, and then once he comes out of the elevator, so from that point to the end is the only place where you can actually save time on chapter 6, which really just comes down to efficiency, like hitting him kind of right away once he gets zapped, and then not getting hung up on door frames and not getting hit by him. So yeah. I guess the thing is, like, so I don't think we'd have way different times if he didn't. It would just be, it's just a question of, like, is there leeway in there? Like, I'm just wondering if maybe he's got like 2 timers where it's like, all right, 1 minute or 30 seconds after Amy goes in the Amy hole, whichever happens first. So that, like, if somebody's just kind of running around with Amy, then eventually he's going to pop out, or, you know, whatever, something like that, something along those lines. is... But I suspect, yeah, I'm rambling a bit because I suspect that it is, in fact, just actually time from level load. And, I mean, we can... We can test that right now. So, or wait, no, I don't need to load a game. I already have a loaded game. No, move. There we go. So continue chapter 6. No, stop, reset. I'm gonna start. So I started from when I hit skip on the cutscene, because we're just going to test this kind of right now. So I'm going to run around with Amy. And... Oh, TJ, no, go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. There's only a handful of people here. I can handle anything. Just go to bed. Go to bed. We're just gonna faff around with a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's probably, oh yeah, it's almost 11, so it's not gonna be much longer. Maybe, I don't know, 10 or so. But go to bed. Go to bed. It'll be fine. Have a good night.
Hurry, Amy. He's coming.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so it seems that right there says definitely just timed. It's just timed. Okay, and you can't dodge his attacks. So no, so that was 151 from hitting so we want to go no, we want to go exit. So it was 151 from skipping the cutscene. So now we'll do it normal. And we'll reset that, and okay. Doop-a-doo, 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 doop-a-doo. This is assuming load start at cutscene skip when it's possible load happened behind cutscene. This is purely for comparison's sake. This is not me actually figuring out like how long it takes him to come out. Just purely like, all right, does anything actually? No, come on, no, come on.
It's just like a game, Amy. We have to hide.
It keeps doing it. It keeps. I drift through that door. Is it? don't know. All right. $31. Basically the same time. Yeah, so he was like out by it was like 148, 151, so nothing changes it. He there was a good example of one of the myriad things that can go minorly wrong, weirdly minorly wrong with this level, where it's like, all right, she starts and then just decides to not. Oh, he's so.
Amy, quick! Push the button!
This new path weirdly slows me. Ah. Oh, I love this game. Frick. That was... Oh, that was perfect. That was 100. That was... Yeah. Oh, beautiful. All right. Well, I can't think of a more perfect moment to end than that. So, ah, yeah. That's we're just gonna we're that
Dank.
yeah. All right. Thanks everybody for coming out this week for Speedrun Learning Curve. Shaved a huge solid chunk of time off. I think we're almost there. I think we're there. We're there. We are there. It is now time to start scripting, start shaving time. I mean, if even time shaves are going to come down to, a couple of minutes, and if we build in some padding, then we can put together a really, really solid performance, solid script that is fairly predictable. A 3-minute difference, not too big, particularly with a bit of padding. We're 50 minutes under where we started all that time ago. So, yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. Emotes are coming eventually whenever Twitch gets around to actually approving them. So we'll see about that. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming out. Take care. Have a good night.